and welcome to the Pensacola Perspective. My name is Jermaine J. And of course, today I'm joined by a well-known rapper, activist, tattoo artist, and everything else you can imagine under the sun. Boneface, what's going on, Boneface? Boy, I've been trying to get you on for a while. I'm glad I finally got you on.
Ah man, I'm good, man. Finally able to sit still and do it with you.
Yeah, I know, man. You're a busy man, hard man to catch up with, man. A lot of people say the phrase "jack of all trade, master of none," but that really don't apply to you. I mean, you got so much stuff going on, and let's get into like the thing that really, brought your popularity like beyond belief, and that's the music. What's the music scene looking for you? Looking for you now? How's that looking for you?
Um, right now, man, I'm just kind of lining my ducks up. As you know, in music right now, it's not about how good you are. It's how much money you have to put yourself out there. It's a popularity contest. So I'm just lining my ducks up. The material is there. I'm just getting my money right so I can put it out because the type of music I make, nobody's gonna put any money behind it because it's gonna actually make a difference. So that type of thing you have to kind of do on your own, and that's where I'm at with it right now. So when my check get all the way right, you'll see me.
Well, if it's a popularity contest, it's one that you like doing very well. And, every time you drop something on that piff, on that day, maybe a couple days, you're like one of the top ones once you log on that page, and like, so every time you got a core base, man, and even, what you making the liberation music, that's why I like to call it, and you kind of alluded to that when you said the type of music you make, you know, um, talk about like well because I know you got to make your songs for the streets because I know that's where you came from and I know you have your background in that, but you're going in a different way and having people like change their mindsets when they listen to your music. Like how does that make you feel, when you see certain artists making it off of all this like kind of garbage music and you put substance out there and and you're just looking from the sidelines like that.
As far as the music that's garbage and doesn't have substance, I kind of understand that because I you've done music all your life too, and we've both been at that point. And the thing is, I'm 32 years old. Most of the people making this music are 21, 22. They're not where we are in life, so you got to kind of expect that from them. It's like music is one of those things people say all the time, like you don't want to be an old ass rapper. You never too old to rap. It's just your substance and your content that has to change. So I'm a lot older, so I have to act a lot older. I can't be 32 doing the same thing I was doing when I was 24 or 25. So it's expected that my music will have a more of an impact in your everyday life than theirs would because that's what they're doing right now. They're in the clubs, they partying, they with women. I'm building an empire. I'm trying to build an empire. So I'm just acting my age, man, and they're acting theirs, and it's understandable. So it's definitely gonna be a gap in the material. And hopefully when they get my age, they'll have a different message. If you're doing this and you're my age and you rapping about the same thing kids are rapping about, you need to put it down. I'm not searching for a hit at this point. I'm trying to move people to touch somebody. If it's only one or two people, I'm cool with that. I'm not in it to make it on TV or any of that. I'm gonna get mine behind the scenes one way or another. And that's another reason why I hadn't really been able to focus on music 1,000% is that music don't feed my kids. You know, so I always said that I would gamble my future on the dream, but not my kids. So when I had kids, I kind of set the music to the back burner and kind of did it when I could. But I'm trying to work to put myself in a position where I could do it whenever I feel like it.
And when I call the music garbage, I really didn't mean it in the sense of it doesn't sound good. Of course, it sounds good, but like with everything going on, black men getting killed in the street, and with the Black Lives Matter, it's like our generation of the civil rights movement. And we won't have a Malcolm X or Martin Luther King out in the forefront. There'll be people like you what I'm saying, that's out here and music and blog and video blog. Internet has just changed the game. You don't need to get up on the podium to address an audience. We have Facebook, we have all this technology, Twitter and everything. And so like with your whole stance on the Black Lives Matter, just seeing the people out here being killed in the streets, like what's your thoughts on that? And what if you had a way to solve this problem, how would you go about doing it?
the issue is that guys who do this or do what we there aren't any. When you look around, there aren't any Martin Luther Kings, there aren't any Malcolm X's, and the issue is that everybody's afraid to die. Everybody's scared. You know, we're not afraid of each other, but we're afraid of everything else. And that's the issue, is that nobody's willing to die for what they believe in anymore. And I think that's my thing. I always told myself in music is that success for me, because one way or another, you're going to die, whether it's in vain or it's for a cause. You're going to die one day. So it's inevitable. So I've never been afraid of that. So my goal has always been able to make them kill me because of my music, you know, and when that happens, I won, you know, I'm successful, you know, and I'm gonna die a valiant death. You know, I'm not gonna just be out here on the corner and have one of these, nothing's kill me. You feel me? I need somebody to kill me. You know, my goal has always been to live beyond my music or live beyond my life on earth, you know, and just right now, your kids know who Malcolm X is, and he was nowhere around before they were conceived, you know. So it's that's my goal, is to live beyond my years through my music, and it won't be hard to do it, because it was at one point in time, it was so oversaturated with the real music that we don't remember all of the real, you know. But right now, there's one or two guys that you'll always remember because there's so much fake, you know. And you go back and you say the music sound good, and you didn't mean to call it garbage, but that's what it is, because it serves no purpose, you know. It's like we've done enough partying, we've done enough entertaining, but we hadn't done anything that counts, you know. So it's about time we kind of do something that counts. And it starts with us as individuals. Everybody's looking to either save somebody else, but the key to us as a whole is to save yourself. My thing is, if I tell you, Jermaine, you take care of your family, you raise your kids right, you make sure the structure in your home is correct, I'll do the same to mine, and so-and-so do theirs, and so-and-so do theirs. Before you know it, we have everything is together. But the problem is, I'm rushing over to your problems, and my problems aren't solved. You know, so what that does is create a whole bunch of chaos. So we have to get to a point to where you take care of your own. I always felt like, you know, when guys from the city make it, everybody always says, well, he ain't do nothing for the city, or he ain't put on, or he ain't what. My thing is this, dude, like, he did something for the city by doing something for himself. You know, it's like the best way to show your kids or show anybody something is to go do it and show them that it can be done. And it's like we're so blinded by somebody not giving us a handout or doing it for us, you know, that we forget what it really is to put on. You know, my thing is, if I get rich and you get rich and we all do it on our own time, or we become successful, not necessarily financially stable, but we become successful at whatever it is that we're doing, you know, you win. And if everybody goes out and wins, we all good as a unit, you know. And I think that's our biggest downfall, is that we're always searching for acceptance from someone else or looking for somebody else to save us. You know, like the Asians ain't tripping. You never heard them. You feel me? They don't care about equality. You feel me? They're gonna create their own avenue, and they're gonna work together to keep it steady. You know, we have to learn to build together and stop looking for somebody to build with us or help us. It's almost like that guy. Like when I was younger, I had an issue. It's like I never wanted to do anything by myself. And my mom used to always say, you got to watch the company you keep, and you always need somebody around you to do something. Learn to stand on your own and do stuff on your own, you know? It's like that's how black people are. We need white people to accept us. We need Asians to accept us. We need everybody to accept us, but we don't accept ourselves, you know? So it's like we got to learn to stand alone like every other race does. You know, the Indians ain't tripping, the Arab, like nobody's tripping but us. We the only ones walking around with signs saying accept us. You feel me? We have to learn to stand alone, and when we can do that, because we are everything, you know. Like we have the most buying power, which is the end all be all, really. You know, we just have to learn to work within each other, you know. But we have to also be responsible as business owners, as everything else, because it's almost like when you want to shop black business, it's like black business ain't always right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we got to tighten up around the board amongst each other. You know, it's like, I'm not saying that I hate anybody else. I'm just saying I love us, you know? So it's like, I'm not against white people. I'm not against anybody else, but I'm all for us, you know? And if that makes me a racist, then I guess I'm a racist. But, you know, I'm all for us. I don't hate nobody else, but that's the way they are, you know? And we just got to wake
And
up,
you know,
man.
Mike Bless had the similar take on that. You know, when I asked him somewhat similar question, and you know, that's real. That's 100% real. And also another question I asked Mike Bless, I'm going to ask you the same question. What are your views on the Pensacola music scene right now? How's it shaping out to you and your honest opinion?
My honest opinion, man, is we're going in circles. If you come back and you sit for a week and just kind of monitor the scene, you watch the guys doing the same thing we did when we were 16, 17, and they think they struck gold or they think they own or something. You know, it's like, dude, everybody's like, it's like it's a cycle. You know, you got one guy feeling like he's the king of Pensacola now, and he's doing the same thing you did when you were 6. It's like older cats on the porch watching younger cats grow up thinking they're doing something different, and it's the same old thing, you know. And yeah, it's just big egos, man, and they're nowhere. We're nowhere. It's like this is like it's 52,000 people here. Probably 20% of them, 15% of them are black people. You feel me? And 10% of those people even give a damn about music. You know, so it's we got to learn to work on a larger scale and think bigger. You know, it's almost like when you're 10, 12 years old, like $30, $40 is a lot of money. You know, when you 20, 23, like that money is no money anymore. So we have to kind of broaden our horizon and look at what the bigger picture really is, man. And you're not gonna get it here, you know.
Right. And that's I didn't mean to cut you off. That's how I kind of look at it. Like, you know, people like you, Vic, Mike Bless, Evil G, Damian Johnson. You know, you guys like. Pensacola is like college football, and you guys went on to the NFL by going to Atlanta, going to Miami, going to different places like that, and making people know, making people aware of Pensacola, you know, and like it's Mike Bless said it as well, you know, you're not gonna make it in Pensacola, you know, and there's so much talent there, and it frustrates me because, like, you know, even I don't know if you saw it, but KZ this morning in the studio with Snoop Dogg, you know, people from Pensacola. Pensacola is the school of hard knocks. If you can make it in Pensacola, you can make it anywhere. You know what I'm saying? And people like y'all are showing that, you know. And speaking of Pensacola, me and you, we went in and we spoke with Mayor Hayward, and he made us some promises and some commitments to both our faces, and we have yet to see that, man. I mean, like, what do we have to do around Pensacola to make people like him and other elected officials accountable around there, to make Pensacola something better, you know?
You want me to tell you a secret, man? Is when we were there, is the acknowledgement alone was good enough for me. You know, I don't expect anybody to do anything for us. It goes back to what I was saying, where we got to save ourselves. I'm gonna tell you a secret. It's like, it's not a problem when you when it's just you, you know. But when I join on, somebody else join on, before you know it, it's a group. It's a group of us, you know, and we're not doing what they expect us to do. We're doing something more positive. You know, that's how you get their attention. And it's just gonna be us, man. We just kind of they really don't have to. We the people have all of the power anyway. So it's like one of those things where we just got to come together and just do our own thing and just like not worry about the mayor, not worry about the governor, not worry about the chief of police or whatever. You feel me? Because the thing about it, when you went through it before, you and your homies, 4 or 5 of y'all walking in the mall, no issue. But when it's 20 or 30 of y'all, regardless of what y'all doing, it's a problem now. You know what I'm saying? We got to do that. You know, we got to become a problem without being a problem, and that's when they'll wake up, and that's when they'll acknowledge us. And once we come together in numbers like that, is we really don't need them, man. You know, they're looking out for self. Most of those guys are looking out for self. They don't really give a damn what's going on in the black community, your household, as long as their household is good. You know, like positions like that, I think we put too much pressure on people like that and hold them to a standard that's too high. You know, they're just regular people like we are. And they don't have all the ideas and they don't have all the answers. You know, but we look to them because of their position and feel like they have all the answers. But they just as dumb as some of the other people, you know. So it's on us at the end of the day, man. Yeah, we can yeah, we can take over, man, and we will be good if we just focused on us. I think we focus on way too much more outside of us.
Yeah, and that's absolutely true, man. But you know, that was a good experience being down there at City Hall, man, sitting amongst all of them, man, and we marching there, bearded up, you know what I'm saying, getting them a scare of their life. Now let's switch gears. Now you a tattoo artist. How long you been tattooing?
I've been tattooing 16 years.
Well, how you get started
I
in that?
started, oh man, I was just on some random man. I've always been an artist since I was like a small child. They put pencils and sketchbooks in front of me, and I've been doing it since I was a small child. But one day I was shooting ball at the park, and a little local tattoo guy was shooting ball. I was probably about 14, 15 at the time, and we left the park, and he came to my house. He tattooed me on my porch. And I was like, that was it from there. And from then on, I was tattooing on my own porch. And it went from there. You know, I went from tattooing on the porch to tattooing out the living room to tattooing out of the back of my studio and barbershop. And when I closed the barbershop, I opened a tattoo shop and I kind of started doing my own thing. But I was kind of forced into it. I was an electrician before I started doing tattoos, like full time. And I got fired. And when I got fired, I decided that I was never going to allow anybody to control my income or shut down the way I was living, you know. So I kind of wanted to be in control of my own fate. So I stepped out and I did my own thing. I probably had about $700 saved at the time. And I took that $700, I rented a building, and the rest of it just went from there, you know. I scraped it up, keep me afloat, and it turned into what it is now.
And you have two tattoo shops, correct? One in Atlanta, one in Pensacola.
Yeah, it's one downtown Atlanta and one in the Warrington area of Pensacola.
Now, have you ever thought about? Because I know I've been the one in Pensacola a couple of times, and there's some interesting stuff that go on. Have you ever thought about doing like a reality show surrounding the tattoo shop?
I have. That's kind of what I went to Atlanta for. Atlanta is not to make a whole lot of money. It's more of a place to brand yourself, you know, to build a brand. And, you know, there's 52,000 people here. There's 6 million people there, you know, and there's more of an audience and or more of a high-end clientele. And every tattoo I do there counts for something big. You know, I do 1,000 tattoos in Pensacola, but they're just on regular civilians, regular average Joes, you know. But up there, it's more high end and it's more fast paced. But within the next maybe 3-4 years, I plan to have one in Cali, one in New York, one in Texas. I'm kind of branching off, but ultimately, I'm trying to put myself in position to where I don't have to get up and go do anything, you know. So I also have a tattoo company that I started last year that's doing very well. It's a supply company called Easy Grips. And that's been doing well. So that's the kind of money I want, to where I'm sitting at home and somebody else working for me. I'm not really trying to tattoo for the rest of my life. So, but the shops are good, you know, and it's something to look back at and see that you build. It's good to look back and see something that you built from scratch doing well. But like I say, we got to learn to see bigger than what's in front of us. People walk up to me all the time like, you made it, or you doing good, or you whatever. I'm like, I ain't done nothing yet. I don't even want you to feel like this is the standard. I don't want to talk to no kids and no seminars. I don't want to give no speeches yet. Let me get to where I'm going, and I'll talk to all the kids and motivate all the people you need me to motivate. But let me be something to be motivated about first, you know. So once everything takes off like it's supposed to, then I'll start making some major moves. But like I say, you got to take care of you before you take care of everybody else. So once I get established, I can help some other people.
Now, what about the Ink magazine that's been taking over Facebook these last couple of days, man? What's the spill on that?
It's a magazine. It actually springs from the Easy Grips, the tattoo supply company. But it's a magazine I'm starting. It's going to be a national magazine called Ink Beauties, almost like the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition of tattoo magazines. So just a bunch of gorgeous women with tattoos, a little promoting, a little marketing, a few interviews from different artists around the country. And it's going to be big. Hopefully the first issue is kind of going to be like a homegrown thing with a bunch of women from the States. But next issue, I'm trying to go to Paris and different places and shoot different women, different places, to put in the magazine. It's gonna be a big deal.
Well, you know, I hope you. I really hope you had Tattoo Baby in there, man, because you know she's so fine to me. So that's gonna bring me to my last question, man. And first off, I wanted to tell you thank you for coming on, making time. I know you're a busy man. I sure appreciate it. And before I ask this last question, how can the people get to you about the Ink magazine, about features, or anything else they want to get in contact with you about?
All my social media is at Boneface Inc. You can email me boneface850@gmail.com. I'm not gonna give them a side. It'll probably get crazy. I ain't got time for all that. But hit me on the social media. If you're interested in anything, you can hit me on the social media. I always get back at you. I kind of live on my phone, so I won't miss it. You know, so yeah, at Boneface Inc. is all my social media, and boneface850@gmail.com. For anything you want to acquire about.
And the last question I have, man, how long is it gonna be before we see Boneface on Spike TV Ink Masters?
Man, listen, man, I've actually they call me every year to apply. I applied the first year I applied. I made it to the final casting call. I think it was maybe like 50 people, and they picked like 15, 20 of the 50. I was in that last 15 last year. I think I was in the top 40 of this season that's about to come up. It's like I get closer and closer every time, but I ain't really, excuse me. I'm not really tripping on it because I'm pretty much going to develop my own thing. If I don't get on theirs, I'm going to create my own. So that's the type of mindset I have. If you won't hire me, I'll create my own work. And another thing, November 6th, I'm gonna try to put together an album release birthday party. Hopefully, it's gonna be at Vinyl Music Hall, November 6th, after party at Oasis Hookah Lounge. It'll be my first time performing in the city, a full show, since I was probably a teenager, and it's gonna be live. So you gotta get down here for that too.
I will just gonna tell you, man, have my VIP ready, man. I would definitely be there, man. Bone, it's always a pleasure, man. I appreciate you. And I always appreciate the support you show me and everything I do. I greatly appreciate it. And you're going to have to come back, man, right before your show on November the 7th. Come back on the show, man, so we can hype this thing up, man.
No doubt.
All right, thank you, man. That's one of the hardest working man in Pensacola, Boneface. We appreciate it. So y'all look out for the next episodes, and remember, everybody got a perspective, but ain't no perspective like a Pensacola perspective. Thank you.